overall impression of the game?
We got to stop hurting ourselves. We just didn't play very well the first half, and I think they're a lot better than what our guys thought they were. And in the second half, we came out and did a better job, but we got to get them to understand numbers. You know, we got to create numbers in our favor. We were creating numbers in their favor. That's not a good deal. So, but they're going to win games.
It looked like in the first half they did a really good job of spreading you out on the press, attacking the press, and kept the ball in the middle and had some real easy opportunities. Did they do anything differently that might show other teams how to deal with this press, or was it more a function of you not doing what you wanted your kids to do?
No, you have to remember it's a cumulative effect. It's not. They have to do that for 40, not 20. That's and they didn't do anything different in the second half, and it's not so much that you turn them over, it's you make them play faster than what they're capable of playing, and you don't let them run their offense. I mean, you haven't seen anybody really come in here and run offense, and there hasn't been many people that we've played run offense. You have to. They end up playing, kind of on the fly, and that's what we're good at doing.
Coach, the 52 fouls, just the kind of game it was, or a concern going ahead, or?
I could tell you, but I'd probably get in trouble. There's got to come a point where they let them if they called every time two guys ran into each other, there'd be 120 fouls. That every time somebody touched somebody, and I understand what they're doing, but I also understand too that, there's so many things that are insequential. And since the beginning of basketball, that was kind of play on. It's insequential. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time really that we've had that happen.
What was your reason behind deciding to use Brandon today in the starting lineup?
Christmas. It's Christmas, Bob. No, his grandfather was here, and it was his grandfather kind of always. His grandfather is Warren Baker's father, and to be able to see your son come in here and be one of the great players of all time, and then see your grandson come in here and start and run out on the carpet is a pretty neat thing So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is Brandon's played good. No, he's played good. It's just our second unit has always been so good, and I moved Tariq back there, which he's really good at coming off the bench, and Tavon has gotten pretty good at coming off the bench, and Brandon really gives us a boost coming off the bench. So without Jay-Sean Page, we need somebody to come in there and make a difference. And if no one's going to be Jay-Sean, then we got to get a couple guys to be Jay-Sean, production-wise.
Do you know anything about Elijah?
The guy fell into his knee and kind of knocked it sideways a little bit. I don't think it's that bad. It's sore. But I'm not a doctor either, so.
You were pre-med.
I was for a semester, yeah. I'm not a doctor, but I kind of have some of the same powers Ernest Angley had. I mean, I've healed a lot of people in my day. People who just didn't think they could go, and I didn't even have to hit them in the head.
Even more headaches than you cured.
That's hard to argue.
You're talking about how with Tariq off the bench and Tavon off the bench, how nice is it to kind of have that, almost like that second line where you can just kind of do that line shift and be able to
It's
really...
not nice, it's necessary. We can't play the same guys 40 minutes playing the way we play. We have to play. I want to play more. We got to get Lamont going again. He's had a cold, and I don't know. I guess a lot of places they kind of give him a pass for that. And he's not getting a pass here. He's still got to play.
Are you ready for Oklahoma State?
No, we will be, but we're not. We will be.
What do you have to work on, you think?
But they do a great job spreading you. They do a great job of spreading you. Evans might be the best guard in the league. Evans and Forte, if they're not the best, they're close to the best guards in the league. They play a bunch of people who can make shots and spread you. A lot of four-out stuff. And a lot of bench post stuff too, but they just spread you. We got to do a better job. We got to do a better job guarding the ball. We got to do a better job in a lot of areas. But the biggest thing is we got to stop making unforced errors. We got to stop understanding. Start to understand. I mean, we make a pass today. There's two guys standing side by side, and we pass the ball and it goes out of bounds. And he's like, "Well, you should have caught it." Well, why did you throw in the first place? There's two guys standing, and they shouldn't have been side by side, but you shouldn't have passed them the ball. So now we're going to have three guys standing on the line. That's really good offense. Get the ball to the other side of the floor, and we just can't. We can't keep doing that. We can't. And the other thing is we got to create live ball turnovers. We created 25 turnovers today. We didn't create enough live ball turnovers.
I mean, for you, Coach, to go up against Brad in your first Big 12 game this year.
What does it mean?
What does it mean for you? I mean, just anything different than any other Big 12 opener?
Yeah, we'll probably sit and talk a bunch before the game, the night before and all that, and then when throw it up, he doesn't care, I don't care. I kind of want to I want him to introduce me to that girl who does his hair. I mean, he's kind of, may get a haircut out there and, a dye job, I don't know. No, I'm not going to do that. No, just, Brad's been a very dear friend for a long time. He was a good friend before I hired him, for a long time. He was at Dodge City when we recruited Arlong many years ago.
Bob, second game in a row you've been out-rebounded. Is that a problem or just the nature of the way the game played out today?
If we were better free throw shooters, we wouldn't get out-rebounded. Missed 12 free throws. That's 12 rebounds. That's part of it. And part of it is we just, we didn't get to the ball very well today, not like we usually do. The ball was bouncing around. I mean, how many rebounds were bounced on the floor before somebody got them? We didn't get to the ball very well.
Kind of talking about disappointed the last game with your guards, or some of your guards. The way Tavon kind of responded today, kind of what you would had hoped for or had expected.
Yeah, Tay was night and day. Tariq was better. JC's always JC. JC does such a great job in pressure. He had 4 steals. But he just he gives the best ball pressure of anybody on our team. He's probably one of the best in the country. And he runs balls down from behind. He's a big key to what we do, but the other guys got to do a better job.
I think
McDonald comes in averaging 17, gets to 0. I don't know how big a deal he was in the scouting report versus you guys scouting everybody. Anything particular about where he plays and what he does?
Well, Murray came in with 36 threes, so obviously you want 95% of his shots were threes coming in. So you don't want to give him any threes. We gave him one out of pressure to start the game, and then he didn't get another one. But yeah, I mean, you don't want you want to do a great job on the people who consistently score for him. But what you don't want is some guy averaging 2 points a game come in and get 12. That's a bad recipe. So I mean, we do put a lot of emphasis on the guys, obviously, that are going to hurt us, but we have to do a better job making sure the guys coming in and getting 3 a game hopefully don't get 3. And you sure can't let them get 11.
Talk a little bit about the experience of your team and you at Children's Hospital.
I was recruiting, but yeah, Bob. I tell you what, the culture here in terms of our guys being good guys is really, really good. And it's, you know, our freshmen are really good guys, but our freshmen kind of follow our upper class guys. And I still go back to, I think the greatest thing we did was going to mine. And because the guys that are, you know, were here then still talk about it. They talk about giving back. And this group, you know, has gone down and passed out food and done those things. And I think the great thing is they've got to mingle with the folks in this state and find out what really good people, good-hearted, and how much they love the Mountaineers. And I think that's great. And it was always, and I know you know this, but it's always been a concern. Like the NCAA didn't want you around people. It was almost like they wanted to put guys in a vacuum. And since that's loosened up and guys have actually been able to go out in the community and meet people, and you know, I mean, it used to be you had them in Children's Hospital, and if they strayed off a little bit and went in and somebody gave them a French fry, you were worried about, you know, it being a violation. And it, you know, all that stuff has kind of hadn't gone totally away, but it has subsided to a degree. And so now, you know, I think like with us, you're more willing to put guys out there because you didn't want to put them out there and have them get in trouble. And they like it. That's the best thing. They really do like it. They like being with those kids. I mean, you think about those guys and really their stature in the community is pretty good. And here they are running around in elf uniforms or elf outfits, and you know, and they get a great charge out of watching, you know, kids smile. And Billy invited a couple of the kids who were released from the hospital, brought them over the game, and you know, our guys were around and talking to them, and it's a good group of guys. But I think the culture is kind of where it ought to be. The culture is really about how much they appreciate what the people in this state go through on a day-to-day basis, and how much they root like crazy for the Mountaineers.
Anything else?
Yes, sir.